Yesterday we did a story about an argument between Senator Jay Rockefeller and Senator Ron Johnson, a Democrat and a Republican. They were in some sort of a committee hearing, and Rockefeller said that there's quite a bit of hatred of Obamacare and Obama solely based on his race. Well, Johnson, being the only Republican in the room, perceived what Rockefeller said like he was being called racist. Like it was a personal attack, and he was specifically saying, hey, you man, you're racist. So listen to Joe Scarborough's take.
He's the only Republican in the room, and Senator Rockefeller suggested that millions and millions of Americans who are opposed to the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare as the president likes it to be called, have racist reasons for doing that. That's one of the stupidest, most offensive things I've heard a sitting senator say, and instead of apologizing, because there was only one Republican in there, Rockefeller doubled down. The word of the morning, the word of the year, and it's really deeply offensive. He owes Ron Johnson an apology. Gene Robinson, Democrats have used the race card before. Republicans have played the race card before. This is not something new. You expect more, though, from Jay Rockefeller, who was around in 1993 when Hillary Clinton was savaged and Bill Clinton was savaged by trying to provide Americans national health care. I mean, we've talked about this before. I mean, you had the number 2 Republican in the House say that Bill and Hillary Clinton were Marxists, and he said it on the House. He called them Marxists on the House floor. They're white. You had Jerry Falwell, one of the top conservative leaders in America, accused Bill Clinton of murder. You had others suggesting that Bill Clinton had murdered Vince Foster, had murdered Ron Brown. I'm stunned. I've got to say, I'm absolutely stunned by what Rockefeller said and that he didn't back down. Help me out here. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
Well, if you do rerun the tape, what he said was that some of the opposition to President Obama and his signature legislation is because he's the wrong color. Senator Rockefeller believes that. And frankly, if you were to see my email and my snail mail and see some of the stuff I get, you would agree.
Here's the thing. It's certainly true that a lot of conservatives and a lot of Republicans hate Democrats because they're Democrats, as Scarborough laid out there. He gave the example of how Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton were savaged and are savaged nonstop. I mean, that's a given. But it also is certainly true that a certain percentage of Republicans, certainly not all, but some, dislike President Obama because he's black. Now, the fact that Ron Johnson was the only Republican in the room when Rockefeller made his comment that some people oppose Obamacare and Obama because he's black, my response to that is, so what? He didn't say that Ron Johnson is racist. You heard that Ron Johnson is racist. Why you're perceiving that out of what he said, which isn't that, that's your own fucking problem. That's got nothing to do with him. He shouldn't apologize for something you interpreted off of what he said. So, he also moves on. He goes, well, Dems use the race card and Republicans use the race card. I mean, both sides use the race card. Wrong. False equivalence. Totally not true that it's equal. And just to prove the point here, again, nobody's saying that all Republicans are racist. Nobody's saying that, that's a main issue for them. But there was a poll done in 2008, and I think it was CNN. They asked the question, are you ready for a black president, or are you comfortable with a black president? You know what percentage of the American people weren't? 24%. 24% is a tremendous number. I mean, we're almost talking about a quarter of the country says, yeah, no, we're not ready. We're not comfortable with that. Not comfortable. Like, what the fuck does your comfort level matter anyway? It's about the policies, not the skin color. But that's the point, man, is that they brush aside all of the evidence that doesn't fit into what their worldview already is. And that's what Joe Scarborough is doing right here. You know, if he managed to do a little research, and there's even worse polls that came out of the deep southern states, whether it's Mississippi or Alabama, where they asked the voters there, specifically the Republican voters, what percentage of you guys are not comfortable with a black president, and the numbers were even higher. So the idea that none of the opposition to Obama is based on race, that's absolutely silly. Again, what they're doing is they're arguing against a straw man, okay? Because that's the only way that they can be right, is if they set up a straw man. So the straw man they set up is, my opponent just said that if you disagree with Obamacare, it's necessarily because you're racist. But that's not what he said. Again, that's what you heard. That's what you perceived off of it. That's what you interpreted off of it. But his comment was totally true, and it was very simple. He said, some of the opposition to Obamacare and Obama is based on race.